So it's December of 2019 and you're chilling with the boys, you're drinking some brewskis, conversing about the little things like Australia burning down. And you, like an idiot, decide to get in your vehicle, drive home drunk. Lo and behold, you get in an accident. You wind up in a coma. And you wake up 20 months later, September 1st of 2021. And you come to find that the greatest of all time, Jake Paul, is now the most talked about man in sports. Can we call him a man? California has pretty much burnt down. The Taliban is running around Afghanistan in American BDUs, Humvees, and Black Hawk helicopters. The entire Western world is more divided politically than it's ever been before, and the price of everything is sky high. And to add to the confusion, you open your stock portfolio and you realize it's nearly doubled.
What the f is going on?
Let's talk about it. So before I talk about this and that and everything else, I want to say that right now it's more important than ever before that you focus on your health. Trust me, nothing else moving forward is more important than your health. You need to get as healthy as possible as you can right now, while you can. Especially people who are hesitant, okay? You need to get healthy right now because this ain't over. This has only just begun. You need to start eating well. If you have a lot of weight that you're carrying around, this is not a judgment against you. You need to lose that weight. You need to start sleeping well, okay? You need to start managing stress in your life well. And yes, these indeed are notes to self. Don't get it twisted. I'm not perfect. I got a lot of things that I need to work on too. But make sure you're getting all your vitamins, minerals, you're getting your rest, you're exercising, because this situation we find ourselves in is only going to intensify in the coming months, whether it's Kappa or Lambda or Zeta or Theta or whatever the heck it is. Something is coming, guys, and we need to be physically prepared for it. Everybody, no matter what your take is on stuff, trust me, you need to get healthy now. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, the purpose of this video is just to give you guys my opinions on some things that are going on in the world right now. And I gotta say, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Now, remember at the beginning of this video when I was talking about how you woke up in 2021 and your portfolio is double, but everything is in shambles? Well, that should give you an indication of where I think the market is heading. Now, some of you guys know I have a store, CanadianPreparedness.com. Just today, okay, I've gotten messages from 3 different companies who are going to be raising their prices significantly, in some cases up to 14%. Okay, and these are companies that have already raised their prices in many respects under the radar for different types of products. The cost of shipping has 4x'd, especially from overseas. The prices of things are seriously going to start going up even more than they already have. This doesn't mean run out and start panic buying, because hopefully if you've watched this channel for long enough, you're already squared away, you're already prepared. I can tell you that I've seen firsthand shrinkflation with some of the products that I sell. The food products that used to be a certain size have now suddenly shrunk, yet they're the same price. That's called shrinkflation. And the price of everything else has also increased as the dollar has depreciated. I'm talking about the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, which are pretty much at parity now, because everything the US has done, we've basically done more or less, but to a slightly lesser extent. In terms of my view of what's going on in Afghanistan, like I say, I have no idea. What do I know? Who am I? But what I will say is it seems appropriate that they've chosen the least of all evils, okay? Whether it's ISIS or ISIS-K or Al-Qaeda, they have chosen to give all the goods and the guns to the Taliban. They had to have known, okay, that that was going to happen, and surely they knew. And we all know that there was CIA involvement with the creation of Al-Qaeda and all the rest. That's all public knowledge. You don't have to put a tinfoil hat on to know what's going on there. Now, in terms of the stress on food supply, the UN just came out with a report that talks about how 27 countries around the world could potentially slip into famine-like conditions. There's going to be a major food shortage in many different countries around the world. It is already happening in a lot of countries. Everything is just becoming completely unstable. You have major droughts and flooding affecting food production around the world. California already on track to beat the 2020 record, which beat the previous record for forest fires by nearly 3 times. In addition to all the flooding here, there, and everywhere, you have one of the biggest storms that we've seen in a long time with Hurricane Ida. You have the eviction moratorium coming up. You have the president seemingly falling asleep. Okay, I know he actually didn't fall asleep, but it was funny, you gotta admit. You got an election coming up in Canada. You just got a lot of stuff that's going on right now. And you got these mysterious variants just popping up everywhere, left and right. You can't even keep up with it anymore. So the rates of mutations are speeding up, and that's creating a massive wedge in the population. Friends are fighting with one another. Family members are fighting with one another over whether or not you want to do this or wear one of these. It's dividing people left and right, and we haven't even touched upon the politics of what's going on in Southeast Asia. There's a lot of shizzy that's hitting the fizzy right now. I like to be an optimist. As hard as it is to believe, guys, the reason why I don't come out with a doomsday video every single day is because my cynicism is rather intermittent. I'm not in this mode all the time. It's just when I get a collective look at what the hell is going on in the world, it's pretty sketchy. And I'm not saying that the end is near. It's not near, but it's also probably not too far. But I am saying don't let your guards down now. The best thing you can do at this point in time is focus on your health. I can't stress this enough. Yeah, go out, get the knowledge, get the gear, do all of that. But the one thing you are not going to be able to buy and you're not going to be able to fix is your health. So please, heed this warning right now. If you've seen that movie, that really terrible, terrible movie that got really crappy reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, not because it was a bad movie, but because it was well outside the Overton window of ideas, meaning that it wasn't socially acceptable at the time. What was it called? Songbird? COVID-22? 23? I can't remember what it was. That movie's starting to seem very, very prophetic. I can tell you right now that this is not going to end. This is permanent. I said last year, I hate saying all the things I said that have come true, but sometimes I got to walk it back for people. I said in 2020 that those lines on the floor that you've seen and the plexiglass and all that, that was permanent. Okay, you don't do something like that. You make that kind of investment. I just knew right then. It just seemed like this is going to be with us for a long, long time. So I've taken whatever resources I've had, I've put them into the store. I've tried to procure as much product as possible that I know people are going to need in the future at those prices that I bought them at before all this happened, okay? So I'm not saying that you should buy things from my store, but if there's things that you want to buy, okay, that you were planning on buying, whether they be prepping related or otherwise, go out and try to find the best deal sooner than later, because the prices of those things are going to have a massive hike. It's not just going to be a gradual thing. It's going to be a big bump. When I'm getting messages every day from distributors all telling me the same thing, like as if they're all synced up and they're all planning this in secret somewhere, which obviously they're not. It's a combination of the time of year that we're in, the stuff that's going on down in China with the lockdowns and stuff, and that is suspicious in and of itself, isn't it? We don't know what the heck is going on there, guys. That's scary. Okay, this damn thing that I can't say the name of it goes in and out of species. It could be the doomsday bug. So my advice right now, above and beyond health, procuring resources and procuring the skills that you're going to need to live in an austere world, hug your kids, play with your kids, enjoy every moment that you can, because life is short. Nobody gets out of here alive. But the goal is to try to get as far as possible. And I foresee hard times ahead, so take care of yourselves and enjoy the calm before the storm. Thanks for watching Canadian Prepper Out.